You know, over the past several years, I have gotten some flack. I want to say so much flack from so many people about the credibility of the late martial arts master, Bruce Lee. But honestly, it's laughable because the world knows how great Bruce Lee was. The world, by and large. And it's not something that you can really deny or dispute because it speaks for itself. The most used image in martial arts from the time that he existed in the late 60s, early 70s until his untimely death is his image. It's his name. Other people might want to be like that or be extremely jealous or envious of him for being who he was, legitimately who he was. But that's their issue. But I wrote down a little note as to what I believe would be occurring today if Bruce Lee had still been living, if he was living today. If Bruce Lee were still alive today, this is what I believe. And this is just a snapshot in my mind. Number one, he would be the highest paid martial arts action star and even martial artist in the world if he was still living right now. No martial artist would challenge him. Instead, they would respect him for who he is, like they did then. That's why they didn't challenge him, American martial artists especially, during that time. And they talk all of this crap today that they could have beat him and he was subpar and he was not that good and he was overrated. If he was alive today, they still would not be doing that. They wouldn't challenge him today. Next, he would have amassed a much larger martial arts student base and fan base than he had when he was living back in the 70s. And some action stars, such as Jean Claude Van Damme, would become his student. Van Damme has an inordinate amount of respect for Bruce Lee and his legendary status. Donnie Yen, Jet Li, and Jackie Chan would also join that. They would support the man. However, I believe, say it again, I believe Chuck Norris, even though they were friends, Steven Seagal, and Michael Jai White would be reluctant to be students still today. Even though he had history with Chuck Norris during the earlier days, I think Chuck Norris would be jealous of him today. He'd still go on to do whatever he was doing in terms of his promotions and so forth. Chuck Norris, that is. Michael Jai White, I think he's too arrogant to become a student of Bruce Lee's, especially the same guy who said that he could have beat Bruce Lee because of a weight difference. Steven Seagal, have a great respect for him, but I think his arrogance would outweigh his humility before Bruce Lee, honestly. And lastly, if he were still living today, if the legendary Bruce Lee was still living today, unfortunately, this is what I believe that there would be some attempt on his life because of jealousy. And unfortunately, I believe that the martial arts community, not as a whole, but there are certain segments slash entities within the martial arts community would be part of that attempted assassination of that man. Because, again, living in white America, They don't want to see, and have never wanted to see, a black hero nor an Asian hero representative in America. That's never been America. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And you can weigh in and you can give me your perspective. You can give me your viewpoint. But that is what it is. There's a reason back, as far back as I can remember, Superman was white, Batman was white, Tarzan was white, the cowboys in the movies were white, to include the Indians were white, dressed in blackface. Even the Chinese were portrayed as Chinese when in actuality they were white stars portraying Chinese. You get the picture, don't you? Someone might say, well, why do you keep bringing it up? I am a content creator. I'm giving you my viewpoint. All you have to do is give me yours. But just simply do it respectfully. This is Brother Teacher. I'm out.